everybody, it's Emily at Arrrgh Schooling, and today I'm going to be sharing the Arrrgh Booked Book Club selection for April, May, and June. Every month we read a book together with the Arrrgh Booked Book Club. I choose a book, usually something that I just really want to read, and we read it together. And then I host a live show at the beginning of the following month. The live shows are always on the first Saturday of the following month, and it's when we get together to discuss our thoughts and hang out and talk about reading and whatnot. And I also host a Discord where we can talk about the book in real time as we're reading. And so it's a lot of fun. If you want to participate, just go ahead and pick up the book we're reading for the month and read along with me, and then we can hang out together and chat about it in the live show, or you can come hang out in the Discord and chat with me there. Let me know in the comments if you want a link for the Discord, and I will be happy to share that with you. I'm so excited about all of these books, and I hope that you guys are excited to read them too. I spent a long time thinking about what I wanted to read over these next 3 months. This is our spring selection, or spring into summer, I guess. Number one, I wanted to choose things that were a little bit lighter. I feel like the books that we've been reading for the first part of the year, the first 3 months, have been kind of on the heavier side. More emotional books, more like heavy topics and that sort of thing. So I wanted to like switch it up a bit. So I chose 3 books that either have been on my TBR for a while or have been things that I've been hearing a lot about. I don't know. Let's just get into it, shall we? So first up, let's talk about what we're going to read in April. And that is Thistlefoot by Jenna Rose Nethercott. This is a book that I've just been really intrigued by. This is a story about 2 siblings who are given an inheritance, which turns out to be a house on chicken legs. And I want to say it has to do with like their grandmother was a Baba Yaga. Thistlefoot is the name of the house. It is given to them, and it's going to like lead them back to their ancestral homeland and teach them about like where they came from, who they are, that sort of thing. I just find that really interesting. This is the kind of mythology that I think isn't widely known, and it just sounds like such an intriguing concept. Like, I read The House with Chicken Legs, which is a middle grade book, and it just inspired me to want to read more things like that, and so that's why I have this book. So it's a little bit of a chunkier book, but I think it's going to read pretty fast because it sounds like such an interesting and fun concept for a story. And this is going to be like traveling the world in this house, so there's lots of like action happening, I think, as well. So anyway, so excited to read this with you guys in April. Then in May, I want to read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And this is a book that I just have been hearing so much about. It's gotten a ton of buzz. I feel like I might be the last person to pick it up. I hope that maybe you guys haven't read it yet either, so that you can read it with me. This is a story about 2 friends who work together to create this video game that becomes hugely popular. And so it's about that, but it's about their relationship as well, and like how this creation has changed their life. And I know it says it's a love story, but it's not the kind of love story that you're typically used to, which sounds great to me because I'm not here for like a romance. I would much rather read about like a platonic relationship, which I think is what this is. I think this is going to be great. It's a spanning 30 years from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and lands in between and far beyond. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yes, it's a love story, but it's not the one you read before. Doesn't that just like make you excited to pick it up? I don't know. It makes me that excited to pick it up. So I can't wait to read this in May. And then in June, I must have gone back and forth, like I had a stack of books and I just could not decide what I wanted to read in June. So I picked something that technically is not even my book. This is Sarah's book. I took it off her shelf because it's an author that I have been wanting to read again. And we have read from him in the past and everyone loved it. So I want to read Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. I've only ever read The House on the Cerulean Sea by him, and I adored that. And I've been meaning ever since to pick up something else. And he has a brand new book coming out in April. And I wanted to buy it, but I would not let myself buy it until I've read something else that he has written. So we're going to read this in June. I don't even really know a lot about it. I know it has to do with death, and it sounds kind of similar in tone, perhaps, to The Midnight Library, except maybe less bookish. It's about someone who dies, and they're sort of exploring, I think, like what their life was, and maybe thinking about what they should have done differently, what they could have done differently. I don't know. It just says it's hilarious, haunting, and kind. Under the Whispering Door is an uplifting story about a life spent at the office and a death spent building a home. So I'm intrigued. I want it to be the same, like, kind of story as The House in the Cerulean Sea because I just want more of that. I want a book that feels like a hug. And Sarah has been trying to get me to read this for ages, so let's do this together and read it in June. So those are the books that we're going to be reading together in the Arrrgh Booked Book Club. We have Thistlefoot in April. We have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow in May. And we have Under the Whispering Door in June. So a much lighter, maybe happier reading selection for the spring. I don't know, springtime just makes me want to read like happier things, I guess. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below which book you are the most excited to read. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.